So this is the banana pudding that's been sitting up for over 24 hours. And so I wanted to come back and just get a scoop and just kind of show you what, what it looks like, the results and all that. So here we go. It's sure it done got soft enough to be, that's pretty much it. I just want to cut into it, and it's because all the cookies done kind of, the cookies and stuff is done kind of, they all kind of like, then soaked in all the moisture from the pudding and everything. Now this is my first time making like this type of, the way I made this is my first time. But I think I really like the other way better, where you have the pudding by itself. And I kind of like, and then put the whipped cream on top. I kind of think I would like that better, but I still would like to make my own whipped cream to put on it. But I would much rather not mix it in together. I don't really like it that way. But it tastes pretty good because obviously I've tasted. I had 2 bowls of this, and I'll never get through it. But here we go. Yeah, it tastes pretty good. I mean, like, a little too sweet for my taste. And I think I want to try to find like a solution for whole bread, like a whole cookie, like a whole cookie, like bread, sort of like, because the Nilla wafers that's a giveaway, Nilla, rather than vanilla wafers, because they do have like vanilla wafers, and it does not taste quite the same. But I was thinking I'll try this same recipe like with some like a graham cracker or something like that. But yeah, it's your classic, pretty much, banana pudding, but with far more sweeter. I think it's more sweeter because they putting that condensed milk, in there with adding the condensed milk with it, made it more sweeter. But yeah, but that's all. Please like, share, comment, and subscribe. As always, thank you very much, and I love you. That I'm adding, because I looked at a recipe and it called for the condensed milk, so I'm doing it that way. This one here, I'm not sure if this is instant, but most of the times I like to boil my milk. I really do. So I'll let you know how that's going to be, because one of these is cook and serve. If this is instant, this is instant. So that's going to be a problem. So I'm going to probably end up doing the cook and serve, actually, because you got to know the difference. From if you have instant pudding, that means it's just you mix it up and you wait and set it aside or whatever. This one, both of them you have to kind of wait on, but it's a difference between instant pudding or when you're using cook and serve. I really like the cook and serve method, but you also have the other option as well, which I'm going to probably be forced to do the cook and serve, because this one doesn't really match up. It's no use of doing, when I can just do them all together. You see what I'm saying? So I have to use this cook and serve. I'll be back. Okay, so just to let you know what I'm doing right now in regards to this situation. So since I cook my pudding, again, I'm just put more emphasis on this. I cook my pudding, therefore it was when I went to stir it, it was so hot. And this is a good tip too, because a lot of times you make the pudding and all that and you don't let it cool off. So it's still, this is still hotness coming off. Look at it. You probably can see. You see that still smoke still coming out of it, or just steam is still coming off it? Well, I have to let this sit here on the counter until it comes to room temperature. Then I'm going to have to still put it in the refrigerator so they can get a little cooler, just be cool like my whipped cream, and then mix them together. So that is very important, which is why the recipe that I chose, it was instant. So you may want to do instant because it's going to really eliminate a lot of steps for you, and you won't have to worry about getting too much steam in there, because that'll develop a lot of water. Because you ever see some puddings and then you make them and they still, that's because it hasn't been allowed to, it look like watery in there when you go back to eat some and all that, and it's full of steam and all that, or the water is in there. So that's what I'm trying to avoid. It's very important to avoid that, because that will affect, the texture of your pudding, and everything. And in the end, as it's, sit in the refrigerator, you'll see the water. You don't want that on your cookies all, because eventually the cookies are going to suck in a lot of the moisture that's in here from the food or the milk and everything in the pudding. But you don't want any extra water, you know what I mean? Because there is water in here, but it's holding together. So in order for your pudding to hold together well, you want to make sure you let it cool off thoroughly. Do not put it in the refrigerator until it cool off at the room temperature first, and then put it in there to cool off some more, so that you can then, wrap that with your whipped cream. So I wanted to say that, and it's coming along. I'll be back. Yeah, I just want to come back and tell you a little story. When I was in college, I was going to say, we were taking a test, and the teacher was very, very thorough about something, about the test. And I just couldn't remember anything that she was saying, And I think she found it to be a problem, because I asked the question, she just said it. But I really had, and I was going to say that I had amnesia really, really bad. But no, I had anemia. When I figured out what was going on with me, I had anemia bad, because it was during childbearing age that I was going to college. And so during those childbearing age I was going through, I had anemia very, very bad. And that's why I couldn't remember everything. But you know what? I graduated summa cum laude, still, regardless that I was like having some issues. And I know she was so upset at me, because, how she said, I just explained it, everything. They got it, you don't have it. It's kind of embarrassing to be, you're being in college and this is going on with you. You're dealing with certain little health issues and things that you really don't understand. You don't know a lot about your body. But one thing I began to learn too is that when you're eating, a lot of the things that you're partaking, even what you're drinking, they need to be nutrient dense. You know what I'm saying? As I was talking in that other video about not drinking a lot of plain water and stuff like that, because if you notice that even cow's milk have so much water in it, but then it has the nutrients in it. A baked mother's milk, when you see mother's milk, it really shows you the truth, because you'll see the water at the bottom. If you put it in a cup, you'll see the water at the bottom. The nutrients are at the top. So everything you're partaking needs to be nutrient dense, okay? Because just think about it. Babies, the cow and their calves are drinking that. That's what they're drinking all the time, nothing else. The babies drink nothing else but the milk. It's a whole food, meaning, it has all its parts in there. Everything is in there. So I had to really start learning about, and I think I had a lot of it down pat just by being a student and all. But there were some things that was missing that I need to learn. And I think I just about got it. All right, so I'll be back. That's a story for me for the day. That's my story, okay? That's like almost 2 cups. So that's 3 cups of heavy whipping cream. Okay. Heavy whipping cream. Grade 8. Grade 8. I think that is somewhat important these days. So it's about right where we want to need it. We need to get it like that. I'm telling you, it's great to make your own whipped cream. You know, a lot of people, it's just that easy. Sugar, a little sugar and vanilla or whatever flavor that you want to put in it. You can make your own whipped cream. But this is what we're going to fold into. This is what we're going to fold into the pudding. Okay? Let me come back. Let me get my bigger bowl and everything ready. So what I'm going to do, I want everything to be the same temperature when I'm dealing with it. So, you know, maybe that, you know, I had to do extra steps because I decided, or I would have used the instant pudding, but I didn't have it, like not in whole. But that's a very good, much more easier step to do. But when you decide to do instant, when you start to do the one where you cook and serve, it's going to cause you to go through extra steps. And I really feel like that one, I'm going to put all this in the description where my recipe I got it from, which is not the same recipe really, but I'm going to put a lot of stuff in the description showing where places, you know, just it's just fun seeing other people, how they do things different or what have you. But this is going in the refrigerator, and I'm going to mix this up and put it in the refrigerator, let them both be at the same temperature, you know, in order to mix them together. Otherwise, if I had the instant one, I wouldn't have to do any of that. I would just go immediately and mix and fold this in. But since this is still kind of hot, my pudding is still kind of hot because it was cook and serve, therefore I have to wait until they all are at the same temperature. So that is the difference between the recipes. Thank you. Okay, so I'm in a situation where I really don't want to put everything in this one bowl because it looks like this would be the only bowl that will fit the whole pudding. So I'm gonna use 2 bowls. 2 bowls I got over here. This one right here and this one over here. And I'm just starting to cut up some of this bananas. So I can start layering everything over here. Putting them down in here. Cookies. Cookies first. 1 box, please.